Hey guys, this is Will from the Running Injury-Free Revolution. So in this video we're going to be showing you just how you can change whereabouts you land on your foot and the implications in terms of preventing injury and the causes of injury as a result. So I hope you enjoy and check out this split screen video that I've made for you today.
G'day guys, so in this video what we're going to have a look at is a before video and an after video of a runner. Within this we're going to be taking a look at how you land on a different part of the foot and also explore the reasons why you would like to land in a certain way and the injuries that can be caused by landing in the wrong part of the foot. So the first thing we'll look at is first of all why people land on the wrong part of the foot. So first of all, one thing that's changed is over the past 40 years we start to become obsessed with longer strides and by landing further in front of the hips, the natural thing to happen is for that heel to contact the ground first. So you can see here we've got the runner throwing the legs forwards and the first thing that hits the ground is that heel. So you'll either see it's contact with the heel or it's really flat contact, which is what you'll usually see with any runner that throws the leg forwards. So that's one thing that's happened over the last 40 years. Another thing is, as we started to wear thicker cushion shoes, the first real cushion shoe being brought out in 1971 to promote that longer stride, what it's also done is we've tended to really rely on the shoe to absorb that pressure. So we stopped being conscious about how we're landing on our feet, A, because we rely on the shoe to do it for us, and second of all, we do not get that proprioception and that sensory feedback. So we're very reliant on just allowing our shoes to do that for us, and we don't really respond in a way that we should. So what you'll see is at the start the runner is very upright through the upper body. So all of that movement is created from the waist down, from throwing the leg forwards and then pushing away and using power. So because she's upright, she's having to throw her leg forward to create movement, and like we just mentioned before, the first thing that hits the ground here is the heel, and that's generally how it happens in terms of that. What happens is any contact in front of the ground, particularly being made through the heel, because it is purely just a lump of bone, it doesn't absorb that pressure, so it sends shockwaves of force right through the body. Things like shin splints are really highly prominent with heel striking, as is ITB friction on the outside of the knee, or ITBS at the hip, lower back pain, and painful ankles as well. Another thing is landing in front. We're hitting the ground first with the heel, then you'll see the runner rolls right through the foot and then pushes off the toes. So as well as that harsh contact in that immediate point of contact, we're also really rolling through the foot, and that promotes a lot of other things such as plantar fasciitis, tight hamstrings, tight soleus, and a real build-up of stress in that lower limb. So that's one thing that we see here. The way we've combated that during this session is we've really looked at this, the angle between the ground and the body. So the angle between the ground and the body dictates where you land on a part of your foot. For example, if you're stood straight and then lean forward slightly, what happens is the heel peels slightly off the ground. If you maintain that small forward lean as you run, you naturally land in the centre of your foot. So the only thing to add to that as well is ensuring that you're planting directly below the hips. So whereas this runner at the start was throwing her leg forwards and planting way in front of the hips, what you can see is she's really focused on planting below the hips, and that in combination with that small forward lean means that when she hits the ground there's a very faint shadow that's appearing below the heel, and that means that she's contacting nicely in the midfoot. So people think it's always just a conscious effort, oh, I just want to land on a certain part of my foot and that's all you need to do. It's actually something you can't achieve unless you change the angle between the ground and your body. Landing in the midfoot, obviously, if you look at the structure of a foot, it's built just like it would be with a kangaroo or a horse or any other sort of foot really that's designed to absorb pressure. But the thing is, over the last 40 years, we've stopped using it as well. So you can maximise that absorption at the feet and prevent that force riding through the body by maintaining that forward lean to land more efficiently in the middle of the foot or towards the ball of the foot and preventing that strike first with the heel. The other thing to promote as well is ensuring that it's nice and relaxed, because the more relaxed an object is, the better it will absorb pressure and the higher the prevention against injuries as well. So there's a few other things just to go with that. as well as maintaining a natural forward leaning position, the other thing is to ensure you're nice and straight through the hips at this point as well, because you'll see here the runner at the start has a high amount of hip flexion occurring. So what that means is it makes it harder because she's not bringing her body off the ground, and it makes it harder for that foot to contact directly below the hip. So that's why as well she's hitting her foot in front of her hips, and that increases that pressure as well. So it's really important to think about keeping those hips nice and straight, and that forward lean is from the ankles. It isn't through the hips and it isn't through the chest. So it's really important to stay really straight through the hips and the chest, pull that head towards the sky and keep that length. So as I say, runners, it's really important, guys, to think about keeping that length, and by combining that with maintaining that small forward lean, you can start to really relax that lower body and really start to land naturally on the midfoot without having to use much conscious effort at all. Landing on a certain part of a foot should be very, very natural, and it shouldn't be something you have to think about as you run. As long as you're doing those certain positions, you will land in that way, and that will help prevent against those injuries. So this is Will from the Running Injury Free Revolution. Please check us out at www.rifrev.com.